Look at this vehicle. Its turret is so narrow it looks like a spaceship, and its tracks possess a bizarre alien design. Most gamers know this machine as the ultimate hold-down monster from World War of Tanks. But what if I told you this wasn't a fantasy created by video game developers? In the early 1950s, at the terrifying height of the Cold War, the US military was desperately looking for a weapon to counter thousands of Soviet armored divisions. They needed a tank that could survive not just heavy anti-tank shells, but the shockwaves of a nuclear blast. A small, ambitious engineering company from Pennsylvania presented a blueprint so radical it shocked the Pentagon. This is the untold real history of the Yoh tanks, the secret American monsters that almost rewrote the rules of armored warfare. The year was 1953. The United States was terrified of the Soviet IS-3 and the upcoming T-54 tanks. The Pentagon launched a program to develop a next-generation, highly advanced medium and heavy tank. Big companies like Chrysler submitted standard designs. But then, Yoh Company, a firm that specialized in industrial engineering rather than tank building, entered the competition. They presented not one, but 7 entirely different concepts, labeled from MI to M7. Yoh's engineers looked at tank design from a completely clean slate. They asked themselves, how do we make a tank nearly impossible to hit from the front, while ensuring it never gets stuck on the battlefield? The solutions they came up with were borderline insane, yet mathematically brilliant. The most striking feature of the Yoh projects was the turret. Look at the m-v-yoh. It is incredibly thin and heavily sloped. This wasn't just for style. Yoh engineers realized that a narrow, curved surface would cause Soviet armor-piercing shells to slide right off, creating an ultimate ricochet machine. Furthermore, it utilized a unique oscillating design, where the entire upper part of the turret moved to elevate the gun. This allowed the tank to achieve incredible gun depression, making it a king of fighting behind hills. To protect the crew from nuclear radiation and chemical weapons, the engineers proposed a highly automated system. The driver, gunner, and commander were placed as low as possible in the hull, effectively reducing the vehicle's silhouette. It was designed to face the apocalypse head-on. But the absolute masterpiece of Yoh engineering was their solution to the biggest nightmare of any tanker: losing a track. If a conventional tank throws a track, it becomes a sitting duck waiting to be destroyed. Yoh's team patented a revolutionary emergency track system. Inside the main drive sprocket, they installed a secondary, smaller track hidden within the rear suspension. If the main track was blown off by an enemy shell or a mine, the Yoh tank wouldn't stop. It could safely utilize the inner auxiliary track to reverse away from danger, maintain mobility, and save the lives of its crew. It was a level of battlefield redundancy that no other country had ever attempted. It was built to be completely unstoppable. So why did these terrifying steel monsters never roll on to the real battlefields? The answer is simple. They were too ahead of their time. The automated systems, the complex oscillating turrets, and the emergency track design were too expensive and complicated for 1950s mass production. The military ultimately chose the safer, cheaper M60 patent. The Yoh projects were quietly locked away in archives, classified for decades, leaving behind only blueprints of a future that never happened. But today, they live on as legends of tactical engineering, reminding us that sometimes the wildest ideas are the ones that push history forward. If you want to uncover more classified military secrets and stories of legendary armor, hit that subscribe button right now. Stand ground, and I'll see you in the next raid.